She would. She would.
He went on to the racing world. That's what he really wanted to do. You could tell that this was a big, big thing in his life.
The studios didn't want him doing that. If something happened to him, it would involve a great financial problem.
He meant so much to a
He
movie.
would.
Get Paul Newman to do a picture of him. That was hundreds of millions of dollars in profits for them.
I dreamed about this game, Fat Man. I dreamed about this game every night on the road.
I mean, they think, oh, gee, what is he doing in a race car? Is he crazy? Let him do it for a couple of times, but then we'll take him out of it. Yet that's their attitude.
In 1971, I was at Lime Rock on a Tuesday testing, and it was not unusual for Jim Deans, who owned the track, to say, would you take so-and-so from the Hartford Courant or the Norwalk Hour to Stanford Advocate, one of the newspapers, around for a couple of laps. So I said, sure, send him over. It was Paul in blue jeans and sunglasses, and his son. I didn't recognize him. He didn't look like a plastic Hollywood guy to me. So I took them both around for a couple of laps, and somebody said, that was Paul Newman, wasn't it? I said it was Paul something or other.
Well, then there was a place called Bob Sharp Johnson. So that was sort of one of those legendary places. This Bob Sharp, you know, I go visit my brother, my God, Bob Sharp. You know, I'd watch it like it was, like the Beatles were performing there. And that's who he raced for.
He was 48 years old when he started racing. Most people are retiring.
Hi, I'm Sam Posey. I used to drive cars like this for a living. It's been 17 years now since I started racing, and recently I tapered off a bit. After all, racing is supposed to be a young man's game.
We met right here when he was just starting out.
Okay, I'm going to call his father.
He made the movie Winning and kind of fallen in love with racing.
Is this Elmo's
I
parents?
sort of made friends with him and tried to help him with his driving.
Okay, bye.
He was terrible at first.
Elmo wants to go home now.
At the beginning, I mean, he was not very successful at all. You know, he wasn't too quick. He was just taking it all in, easy, and practicing.
He knew how to measure the skills and knowledge that was necessary to drive those racing cars.
And ate 10 pizzas and drank 10 Cokes.
He was very sensitive that he wanted to learn the craft of racing cars. He knew that it's very, very difficult with celebrities who are very professional in being a winner. And in racing, how do you win the next month? You got to pay your dues. But I said, Paul, you will be a better driver if you race an underpowered car for a year or two. You will learn to not scuff off speed. If you screw up, you want to know, don't do that again.
And don't come out until you are ungrounded.
He sensibly got a Datsun 510, a small, boxy car.
And he wasn't racing Ferraris, and he wasn't racing. He was racing Datsuns. It was something the average guy could aspire to. He didn't live at the top of the food chain with cars. He started at the middle or somewhat even lower level and earned the respect of the average guy.
He would come on Tuesdays when the track was open for practice. So there'd be other cars on the track, but he would make a lot of laps.
You're always competing with yourself, trying to bring a little extra to your performance. Obviously, the objective is just to get the car through each turn as fast as it possibly can go. For some drivers, I think that's intuitive. I kind of see to the pants thing. My own approach has just been to work up to the limit, a step at a time.
Thank you, Grover.
He slowly just chipped away at it. He would pound around at Lime Rock. Just pound around. And just, he got better and better and better.
When I started out in racing, I knew that the guys were saying I was balloon foot out there. I said, well, that's their problem. Because I'm a slow study and I know it's going to take me a long time. But you can't quit simply because they're laughing at you. And the one thing that you learn in acting is to go out there and make mistakes. In order to do it right, you have to do it wrong. And the same thing is true in racing. I crashed the car because I was just too eager, that's all. I mean, I knew, you know, that you've got to drive your own race. You can't drive somebody else's. So I got sucked into that and made a mistake.
Paul knew the importance of about learning a skill, just as the importance of learning the skill of acting.
He wasn't that good when he started. He admits that. But as he worked and developed, he became a very good actor.
Look here. You had 24 of my 34 years working for you on this ranch, and Daddy, you have had top-grade cheap labor.
But it took a while to realize that that was not his A1 passion.
I see, Jimmy. Jimmy.
So when he realized that, he went at it hammer and tongs, and he went at it fully.
Well, he approached it a bit like, in a way, in his acting.
We got a racehorse here, a thoroughbred. You make him feel good, I teach him how to run.
When he got a part, he really investigated the character and investigated where he was going to go with it and
Oh, how
the
you
arc he was
doing,
going to take.
Jimmy?
Talking about a guy who'd kill a drifter over a chunk of money, wouldn't support him for
What's the
2
guy?
days.
He obviously used some of that in approaching the racing.
Hi, Puppy
At one
Wig.
point he said to me, you know, I'm acting out the role of a racing driver.